Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I've got a 2024 Dutch Star 4081 model. This is one of the really good floor plans. I think most of you know Dutch Star is the #1 selling Class A diesel nationwide. And of the Dutch Stars, there's two floor plans that stand out, the 4369, and then this used to be the 4018. They made a few changes a couple years ago. They call it the 4081 now. One of the better floor plans in my opinion. Let's go ahead and walk around the outside of it first, and we'll get inside, show you the floor plan. For starters, this paint job is a custom paint job, and that's one of the things Newmar is willing to do. Now, they're not going to change the pattern or the swooshes, but you can custom pick your colors, and that's what we did here. So if you kind of want to have something unique, we can put you in touch with the people at Newmar, and they can help you pick out the colors that would work best for you. But anyway, BASF paint, clear coat, cut and buff finish, they just do a beautiful job on their paint jobs. Okay, as we go down the side here, a couple of things I always like to point out. First of all, we have the flush slides here. And anyone that was tuning in yesterday, I did a Superstar and pointed out the same thing. These slides truly do tuck inside the sidewall. So as you're driving, the wind isn't getting forced down into that seal. The rain, if you're in a really hard rainstorm, sometimes can leak around that. It makes for a quieter ride because the wind noise is just as loud as the engine and the road noise. So flush slides do make a big difference. And also, one of the things I like to point out, right here is our fuel, diesel fuel, and there is a steel plate right there that protects that fuel line. And I'm surprised that not every company does this. If you shred this tire, it's going to make a mess up in here, and it could take out that fuel line. So that's something you might want to check for if you're looking for a diesel, see if their fuel line is protected. While we're here, I should talk about the awnings too. These are the Girard Nova awnings. They run the whole length of the coach. They are motion censored, so if it gets windy or things start to bounce, they're going to close on their own. And then we also have an entrance awning here over our main door. Okay, let's walk down, look at some of the storage compartments. This one doesn't have anything in it, but there is an option to put a slide-out tray with a refrigerator freezer right here if you like. We do have some 110 outlets, a 12-volt outlet right there. Coming back to this compartment, you see we do have the full pass-through slide tray, and these are the manual trays. You can pull it out either side. Above that compartment, we do have our 40-inch, this is a Samsung 4K TV with the Bose soundbar right here. And then back in this compartment, we get another half tray or 2/3 tray. We have our Oasis system behind it, so it doesn't pass all the way through. But a lot of room here to, put your Tupperware and the items you want to store away. We also have our central vacuum, so you can bring your hoses out, which are right here. Clean out your compartments using that. These are our awning controls. Actually, there is a button on the bottom of these, two buttons, one to open, one to close. Sometimes if your awning won't come in, you can't figure out why, just come on back here and use the buttons underneath, and you can open and close them right there. As you can see, there's 110 outlets throughout just about in every compartment. This compartment's got the pegboard and a couple of racks there. You can put tools, oil, various things. Your water tank is behind there. That's why it doesn't pass all the way through. So we come back here. We've got our DEF fill, and you can actually fill the DEF from either side. That's got a 10 or 12 gallon def tank there. And over here we have our chassis batteries and our master disconnect for the chassis. Okay, while we're here, I'll point out something about these wheels. You notice they've got different hubs on them. This is a steerable tag axle. And when you see this, that tells you this will pivot, and it's up to 17 degrees on a Dutch Star. It really cuts down your turning radius. Now this isn't a drive axle, your front one is the drive axle, and you can actually dump the air and take the pressure off your tag axle. Helps when maybe you're backing into a really tight spot. It's not gonna scrub, and it will cant that 17 degrees for you. Okay, moving around back. Now, the Dutch Stars are powered by a 450 horse Cummins. It's an 8.9 liter engine, develops 1,250 foot-pounds of torque, and this coach is rated to tow 15,000 pounds. This is our L9 Cummins, they'll call it quite a bit, the 8.9, and with 450 pounds of torque, 15,000 pounds of towing, it's going to get you around the country fine, most anywhere you go. Now, when you do start climbing in Colorado's mountains, you get up to 10 or 11,000 feet. It is going to slow you down if you've got a vehicle behind you, but you know, that's not too much of a surprise with our elevation and how long and steep our climbs are. But back here, you can access everything you need to. Your water separator, fuel filters, your fluids for power steering, engine oil, transmission and oil dipsticks right here. We've got our air filter right there. Here we can plug in to preheat the engine. You've got a light back here if you're working on it to turn on. And this coach, empty, it weighs about 37,600 pounds. You have a 49,000 GVWR, gross vehicular weight rating. That basically means you've got about 12,000, what is that, 12,400 pounds of cargo capacity here. And the gross combined weight is 64,000 pounds. So if you have this loaded up to 49,000, you can still pull 15,000 pounds. You can see right here we've got our 2-inch receiver. We've got our 7-way plug here. We do have an air chock, so we're all set up for the Air Force One if that's what you're going to be towing with. Just, you know, great setup, lots of power, get you around without any problem. Okay, let's move down the driver's side. Now, one thing, when you get to the Dutch Star, on the Newmar coaches, you notice you have a side radiator. Number one, it makes it so much easier to access the back of that engine, but you get better cooling with a side radiator. The way the air flows through here, they can put in a little bit better radiator, so you're not heating up as you are climbing those hills. Right here we've got another DEF fill, so you can fill both the fuel and the DEF from either side. Kind of convenient when you pull up to the gas tank, you know, it doesn't matter which side you're on. Again, our steerable tag axle. Right here is a little cubby that, you know, you could use to store your sewer hose or, you know, maybe gloves or things that you don't want to bring inside. And that brings us up to our water compartment. Now, I know a lot of times when we're doing these videos, we get down in here and we kind of lose the sound. If that happens, I apologize, but I'll just kind of stand back and point this out. Amazingly enough, it's almost exactly the same as the Superstar we did, and there's something to be said about the consistency of Newmar. When you know the difference, there's a reason you go this way. But we do have a power hose rewind here, whole house water filter. You can see we can auto fill or manual fill our fresh water tank. These are our dump valves right there. Now this one wasn't optioned with a macerator, but you could get one here. Sewage rinse, we have our water pump switch, place for some paper towels. You can see the blue in here, that tells us it's getting cold in Colorado and we're starting to winterize everything. Then you do have an outside shower, kind of a small shower head or kitchen sprayer with hot and cold water there. and then low point drains. Everything you'd want is right here. Very convenient. They etch these in so it's not a decal that's going to pull off. Everything's really well labeled. Another thing I like to point out, if you look at this hinge, it's kind of unique. So as I close this, you notice how it starts to lift. The reason they do that is this slide, when it comes out, it drops down about 3 or 4 inches. So if they had to build the door to clear it out here, outside, it would be this much shorter without this hinge that, you know, doesn't give you as much room to access your storage compartment. So another unique innovation that Newmar has on its side compartment doors. This one is our 50 amp power cord. And again, this is on a rewind. It's manual out. They move the switch out here, makes it really easy to bring it back in. And anytime you're dealing with the frozen cord, that is a blessing to have. We also have input for maybe you've got park cable. Our surge protector, crossover switch right there. You notice the LED lights come on when I open the door. This has got our Oasis Chinook. This is the hydronic heating system. Provides your hot water, your coach heat, your engine preheat. I pointed out yesterday, the nice thing about this is there's 2 electric elements and 1 diesel burner. On an extremely cold day, you can jump in there and turn all 3 burners on. It'll heat up much faster. On a day like this, where it's maybe in the 50s, you might not need your diesel. You could do it with electric alone. Then over here, this is just the back side of our pull-out tray. Again, this will pull out all the way from either side. They do give you a couple of extra floor tiles, which is nice. And then this compartment's got our batteries. Now, if you notice, there's 8 6-volt golf cart style batteries here. And what that tells me is it's an all-electric coach. Believe it or not, you could still get a Dutch Star with propane, with a camp refrigerator, you know, electric propane and a propane stove. In that case, it only have 4 batteries. When you see 8 in here, it tells me it's an all-electric coach. And that's on a pull-out tray to make it easy to work on. Over here, you might be able to hear the generator running. That's the exhaust for our 8K generator. In here, these are primarily our circuits for the chassis. So your blinkers, your seats, anything chassis related's in here. They do give you a few spare fuses. And then pull that, and it's going to allow us to lift up the hood. And from here, again, you can see our 8K generator. You do have a fuel oil filter down here, air chuck, and this is nice because you can air up, you know, your toys or your tires from right here. You got a couple of the big boy horns there. Those are always fun when you're going down the road. And then if you want to service your generator, you can, let me see, actually release that and it will pull out. Makes it a little easier to access everything. Okay, now this coach is equipped with the Mobileye you see right here, and the on-guard collision system is an option. Mobileye is a standard feature. The other thing I like is look at the size of the windshield. When you're driving these, you get the huge panoramic view. Okay, let's take a look inside. All right, again, this is our 4081, and I wanted to leave these closed to show you what it's like when you travel, how easy it is to move through here. If you want to cook something, get something out of the cupboard, or heat it in the microwave, you can easily access the refrigerator. Then, of course, we have a half bathroom right here. And this door's got kind of a unique hinge. It allows it to pivot in the middle, which makes it easier to get in and out of. And we'll show you a little bit more about that once I open it up. So let me back up now. And by the way, this is the Stratton decor. And the cabinetry you're seeing here is the Glacier glazed maple. And one of the lighter ones. Now, if you were watching yesterday, we had the high gloss toffee glazed maple, and I hadn't seen one of those in a while, and I kind of liked the color and really went off on how well it matched everything. Well, today with this Glacier, I really love the Glacier maple. I guess that's part of being a salesman. You learn to love the one you're in as far as that goes. But in all seriousness, Newmar does a great job. The way they match their colors and their cabinets. If you did want to maybe customize something, we could put you in touch with Michelle Howard or somebody at the factory, and they could help walk you through you know, what looks good together. From someone like myself who has a hard time matching socks, I just trust what they do and they always look good. All right, as long as we're here, let's go over the dash just a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the generator off now. And first thing I'll talk about, we've got our 9-inch dash monitors here. Now this one does not have the 360 camera, but the view I really like, you know, there's a wide angle, there's a normal view, but this view looking straight down on your hitch. If you had your receiver in, you'd see the ball. You know, I tow a boat behind mine, and it's old-fashioned. I've got to get out and look when I'm by myself and, you know, adjust 2 or 3 times. This makes it so easy to hook up whatever trailer you've got there. And like I say, when I'm traveling, I usually have it on the wide-angle view here. You go into your menu, you can see your radio, your media center. This does come with Apple CarPlay and Nav and Go navigation. Once you accept, you know, shows you where you are. You can put in where you're going. And we don't really need that on. Sorry about that, folks. Over here, got our visor controls, and on the side, these are electric visors. We have the day shade and the blackout shade for at night. Of course, that blackout shade isn't going to come all the way down when the engine's on and you're running. Gen start, we've got our fans here. There's the air horn. You can hear the difference there when you really want to get their attention. Courtesy lights, visors on the other side. The dash here, very easy to read, the glass dash. I'm going to go ahead and start this up. The first thing I want to talk about a little bit is the comfort drive. Now the comfort drive, if you look up here and I want to scroll down, you can see steering effort right there. So I click on that and I can adjust the steering effort. So as I'm pulling into a park and I want to be able to maneuver it very easy, I'll turn it down. And keep in mind, we're not moving. All the weight's on these front tires. There's no jacks down. And when I let go, you know, this one didn't quite come all the way back, but that's what the comfort drive does, it's a computer-assisted steering setup that as you're going down the road helps keep you in the middle so you're not fighting a crosswind all the time or a crown in the road. Makes for a much less stressful drive. Let's get back into our dash here a little bit. Your fuel economy, Mobileye, and like I say, this is standard. So my headway warning distance, right now I've got it on far, so as you get, I think it's within 300 feet, it starts warning you that you've got traffic coming up in front of you. You can set that to medium or near. We can go back. Another thing, you've got the high beams, the lane departure warning, and here's one that I like to turn off, speed limit indicator. At 5 miles over, it's going to give you an alert, or you could set it for 10 miles over, or you could just disable it. And that way you're not getting that alert if you're the kind of person that likes to drive a little bit over the speed limit. And again, it takes a little bit to go through this and, you know, see what all you've got in here. Here's our vehicle setting, diagnostics. Oh, there's the one I was looking for. Let's get into the tire pressure. Tells you what your pressure is on each of your tires. And as you can see, we're okay on everything. Another thing that I like is there's a control down here that actually will, let me see, get that turned on. It'll move my pedals in and out. So, you know, being a little bit shorter, I like to have these pulled out right about to there. Get my seat adjusted, very comfortable to drive. You can put a lot of hours behind this without getting fatigued. Over on this side, we do have our battery boost for the house and chassis, dome lights, fog lights, light switch up here, cell phone charging pad. Then over on this side, we do have our tag axle if we want to dump the air. Generally, you're going to leave that on auto. As you're backing up, it will dump that air automatically, but you can manually do it. Our automatic auto traction control override, and then we do have our window switch right here. And this does have heated mirrors. That's what this red button's all about. And then way back over here, you see our levelers, and they are fully automatic levelers. Down here, you might not see it, but I do have a 12-volt outlet, and I've got a USB port down here for the driver. Let me go ahead and get out of here and point out a couple of things on the passenger seat. And one of the things, you know, if I'm riding with somebody, I want to be comfortable. So the first thing I'm going to do is put that stepwell cover up. And then this seat, there is so much you can do. I've got a lumbar support down there. I do have an electric footrest, and you can actually recline the back far enough back that you could take a nap here actually pretty comfortably. Let me get that back up and drop my footrest. And then another convenient little gadget is our table for the passenger. So if you're going down the road, you want to put your laptop on and work on it here, or maybe eat a meal, maybe just play solitaire. You've got a nice little workstation right here that gets out of the way nice and easy. Now, get that step cover out of the way. Okay. Now, we do have a couple of storage compartments here. And then you see here, we've got a lot of our slide-out controls, block heater, security lights, exterior step if we want to turn that on and off. We do have LED strips below our slides. You turn those on right here. We've got our charger inverter. When the generator's not running, if you want to use your microwave or even your put your awning out, you need your inverter on. Oops. There we go. Without it on, you won't have power to open those awnings. These are 110. This is for our satellite system, and this is our monitor panel. Gives you your power source. You can scroll through. See everything you want to right there. Okay. As we move back a little bit here, on the passenger side, we do have the fold and tumble couch. Now this one has the hide-a-batter, the fold and tumble, and I'll go ahead and show that to you. I might be making a mistake here. I didn't pull this out before we started, and yeah, there it is. I always have trouble finding that release strap. And this one pulls out a couple of legs here. This drops down. Very fast and easy. This is a high density foam, and I'll lay on here just to show you how long it is. Like I say, I'm about 5'8", plenty of room for me. It is a double bed. If you're much over 6 foot, your feet might be hanging off a little bit. get it back in. Drop that down. Make sure it gets seated in there good. There we go. And there we go, just that easy. Okay, behind this couch we have our televator, and let me see, televator lift up. We have our 49-inch Samsung TV. Now there is an option to get another TV up here also, but I actually prefer having the storage. I find it's awkward to sit in the couch or in the recliners and turn my head. I'd much rather sit here across from the TV. This is the theater seating, and again, a couple of footrests come out. Makes it very comfortable. You got a little storage down here, so all your remotes or, you know, whatever snacks you want to keep in here, plenty of room. And I believe I could take a nap in this one without too much trouble either. Let's look at the storage we've got here on this side. A couple of compartments on each side of our video cabinet. So if you've got Blu-ray players or satellites, so forth, you put them in there. A lot of people are using the streaming services now. This does have the Denali Everest Wi-Fi system with that. Over on this side, we've got a lot of storage. 4 very deep cabinets there, and it's open all the way through, as you can see. I like that because with longer items, you can get them in here and get them situated. You don't have to put in just, you know, what will fit into that door. Then over here beside our theater seating, a few more storage cabinets here. This is the Euro booth, and you get a leaf extension and a couple of matching chairs that are under the bed. You also have storage under each one of these. Across from your dinette, we've got the kitchen. One of the nice things of this floor plan is you get the little extension, so if you are prepping a meal or need the extra counter space, it's all right here. We do have an induction cook surface, and on the back of these, you get a nice cutting board. I don't think anybody ever uses these, though. They never come in with scratches on them. Your true induction electric cooktop, this will work with any pan that a magnet will stick to, any metallic pan. And you can also take this out, unplug it, and take it out under your awning and use it to cook out there if you'd like. Above your stove, you've got the convection microwave. And then some more storage here. This is a nice feature for, you know, any of the women that might be a little bit shorter and have a hard time reaching the back of that cabinet. This pull-out tray here makes it easy for you. Those are all your manuals in that black briefcase there. Another storage cubby over here. And we do have our steel undermount sink, and this is called the farm sink, and there's only a few floor plans that allow this to come all the way out to the edge. It has to do with the thickness of the countertop and the floor plan itself, but I kind of like the 60-40 or 70-30 they call it, the 2 sinks. So if you're washing dishes in here, you got one side to wash, one side to rinse. Very large. And these, by the way, let me put this back. These covers, which are kind of heavy, they do provide you a place to store them down here. So you got enough room for your sink covers and your your induction cook surface cover. Little pull out there. Another one here for your trash can and cleaning supplies. Again, we've got a microwave, or a dishwasher here, excuse me. This, you need 110 power for that to come on, so I don't have the generator running right now. This is a very big silverware drawer, or utensil drawer. With it, you always get the touch-up paint for your outside colors. You have more remotes than you're ever going to need. That's the wrench for your water filter. In here is the stem for your flag holder out by your front door. So if you want to proudly display your Michigan colors or other Big Ten team, right there is where you do it. There's actually a couple of storage drawers right here too, and you can see these are all soft close, full pull-out drawers. Then when you want to get rid of this, you just push a button, give it a little nudge, and it gets out of your way. You got a couple remote controls for your shades. So right now, let's see, all day shades. I'm going to go ahead and put those up. And come nighttime, when I'm getting ready to watch a movie, I'm going to just go ahead and drop all my night shades. So you see everything in the kitchen, the TV area, the dining area drop automatically. Makes it real convenient. You've got another remote that runs the shades in the bedroom. Okay, moving back. Once again, I told you we had a residential refrigerator. This is about an 18 cubic footer. And the blue in there is antifreeze. We'll get that dumped out and cleaned. This just came in. They wanted to get it winterized right away because it's getting cold in Colorado. So when you run it through your ice maker and everything, it kind of collects. We have to get that dumped. Next to the refrigerator, we have a pantry. 6 full pull-out drawers here. Then across from the pantry, we've got our half bathroom. And I'm just gonna open these a little bit and let Jody get in and take a look while I go up here and turn that engine off that I hear running. One of the things I will point out in here, behind this door, you've got all of your fuses right here. So you've got your fuses, your breakers, easy to access, everything's labeled. They give you a few spare fuses. Nice vessel sink too. I think this is a really good looking coach. I like the colors, and I'd rather have this sink than the one that's an undermount. Gives you a little more storage below it. Right here beside your bathroom, we have our 10-inch monitor. This is our main monitor, and they've put this in the middle of the coach. This is a great spot for it. So you can see from the home, I can go and turn all my lights on and off. I can do my TV lift, the AGS. One of the things you can set this to turn on according to HVAC. Let's say I'm leaving some dogs in here and I want it to kick on. And there, the house battery's low. As soon as I turn that on, you heard the generator kick on. Maybe you didn't, but it's going to charge up my house battery. Let's go back to that. And like I said, I can set that for HVAC if I'm going to go through and you know, program it. I can do it if my house battery gets low, or I could do it if my chassis battery gets low. So a combination of all three. You can do it according to temperature, according to battery power, things like that. They all have the auto gen start. They're pretty much programmed when they get here, but we go over that very thoroughly with you. You do have some fantastic fans, one in the kitchen, one in each bathroom. Here is your HVAC. And again, when we get to our Oasis, you can see our controls right here. We can turn it on the diesel burner. We can turn on our first electric element, or we can turn on our first and second electric elements. Makes things heat up a little bit faster. And then When it's time to go, I can shut all my lights off right there. Also, if you're going to pair something, you know, your phone, and there is an app where you can control a lot of these features from your phone or other devices, you'd pair it right there. But convenient location, big screen, very easy to figure out, just a great improvement they made there. Directly below it, we've got our vacuum hookup right there. And then over here is where if you want to sweep up to it and then sweep it in, it sucks all your dirt away for you. Okay, let's move back to the bedroom. Now, this has got 2 shirt closets on each side of the TV. You do have more wardrobe storage in the back. Under here we've got 5 deep pull-out drawers, and this one's actually, again, for video components. But 5 rather tall pull-out drawers, and as you can see, they are all soft close. Here is another remote control, so if I want all of my nightshades up, one button lists them all. And again, another 40-inch Samsung 4K TV back here. Here's our king bed. Underneath, you see, we've got a couple of table leaf extensions and 2 matching chairs. And the bed, you've got an option of the pillow top soft foam mattress, or you can get the air mattress as an upgrade, and you have individual controls for each side of the bed. On both sides of the bed where your pedestals are, you got a little storage, and down there you've got a 110 outlet and some USB ports. So if you are sleeping with an oxygen machine or something, you can put it right here. You also have nice storage over your bed. And one of the things I like, you've got an access port right here. You could drop your air line down if you want to put your oxygen machine or your sleep apnea or something up here. You've got a plug, way to access it. Both sides of the bed have a window that opens, and that's nice when you want to get a little bit of cross breeze on a hot summer night. You open those up, maybe turn on one of your fantastic fans and draw the air through. Okay. And I actually turned on one of my bathroom fans, or it got turned on earlier. I can hear it running as we do step into the bathroom. First thing, right here by the door is our washer dryer. And the Splendide is sort of the standard on everything until you get up to the 220 volt on the King Air. Over here we've got another wardrobe closet. And there's actually kind of a little hidden compartment down here. I can lift this up and you can see there's a little bit more storage down there, or maybe you've got some longer coats or evening dresses. You want to take that out and store them. You can also access that compartment from down here. That's a pretty large storage area. And then we do get 2 more of the full pull-out drawers. Let me see, rain override. I'm going to go ahead and turn my fan off. There we go. Nice size Madison cabinet. And they're all nicely finished. You know, the felt shelves here, things don't bounce around or rattle as you're going down the road. Great looking backsplash and countertops here. You have 6 pull-out drawers underneath. Access there, place for a small trash can or something. Over on this side, you actually have a couple of more storage storage areas right there. Place for your toilet paper. Oops. There we go. Another big storage compartment here. And of course, like virtually all of the Newmar diesels, you get an emergency exit right here by the toilet. One thing about the 4081, it does get a fairly large shower, and I see a light switch here for my aquamizer. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. That's what this blue light is. What the aquamizer does is it saves your fresh water. While it's heating up, it's recirculating it back into the holding tank, and it's not coming out the shower head, so you're not filling your gray tank either. Once this light turns red, I flip this switch. Now it comes out the shower, or I've got the hand wand here to use. And the teak seat, I think, is always a great option to have. I don't think I'd order one without it. Okay. One of the things that they did in 2016 is they put an arched ceiling in here, sort of a cathedral ceiling. So if you are, let me stand in there again and show you. If you are 6 foot or 6'2", look how much room you've got right here. It's easy to take a shower if you're a taller person, where in a lot of motorhomes it's not. Okay, I always come up with something I forgot to mention once I'm finished with this, so if it comes to me, I will tell you. But once again, this is a Dutch Star 4081. It's a 2024. Great looking coach, custom exterior colors. If you have questions on this or any of our motorhomes, please reach out to us. I think they're showing my information on the screen here. And, you know, happy trails out there, travel safely, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.